In today's episode, I'm smoking pastrami beef ribs. Good beef ribs can be hard to find, so I'm super excited how much meat is on these. I got these beef ribs from 44 Farms. Thank you so much for providing them. They look absolutely amazing. To get that unique pastrami color and taste, we need to brine the meat for a whole week so that it can cure. Always start off with toasting your spices. It really activates them and releases all those delicious flavors. As always, all the steps and ingredients are in the description. After toasting the spices, crush them. Again, this will just give you a lot more flavor. I'm also adding fresh vegetables, carrots, celery, onions, and garlic. Bring the water to a boil and then dissolve the salt, pink salt, and add all the remaining spices. Then the vegetables, and then again, bring it all to a boil, but after a few seconds, take the brine off and let it cool down. You need to make sure that the brine is completely cold before submerging the meat in it. I like to put the meat on ice and also put ice into the brine after cooling it down. Then submerge the meat completely and put it in your fridge for a week. Alright guys, it's been 1 week and today's the day we've all been waiting for. It's time to smoke these ribs. I'm going to smoke these pastrami beef ribs on the Kamado Joe with the FOGO Super Premium and 2 whole logs of Texas Post Oak. I'm a big fan of using a water pan when smoking for longer cooks. It keeps the meat moist and helps it to absorb all the smoke. It also helps to stabilize the temperature. And here they are, the pastrami beef ribs. Finally, after 1 week long bath in the brine, they're done. I'm going to rinse off the brine and any spices that stick to the meat. Initially, I didn't want to trim these because they had a very thin layer of fat. I was happy to keep it, but I saw there was a lot of silver skin under the fat, so I decided to take it off. And these beef ribs came out amazing out of the brine. Look at them. You can already see that intense, beautiful red color from the curing. And now on to the rub. Today we're just going to use fresh pepper, coriander and garlic and freshly grinded. I'm putting the ribs on the smoker at 225 degrees. They will be smoking low and slow for about 6 hours. And I'm going to spritz them with water for every hour or so to keep them moist. Today I'm joined here by Beto, who's helping us to make an incredibly rich potatoes au gratin. We're starting off by cutting a whole russet potato in half and then slicing it really thin. For the sauce, I'm using a pint of heavy cream. This is very rich. You can also use milk instead. Then salt, pepper, and parmesan. Lots of it. Pour that over the potatoes and then sprinkle some more cheese on top. When smoking meat, you can't really just cook to temperature. It's a lot about feel and look as well. You need to see what the meat is doing. These ribs did not want to cook above 175 degrees. I would have expected them to cook to about 200 degrees. But as you can see, they're perfectly done. They're falling right off the bone. They're super tender. When I put a temperature probe in and slid it around, it felt like hot butter. These potatoes pair perfectly with the ribs. And since the grill is already hot and the ribs need to rest for about an hour, it gives us enough time to bake them at 350 degrees for an hour. And in the last 15 minutes, raise the temperature so that the cheese can get golden and caramelized. Alright guys, our pastrami beef ribs look spectacular. First time I'm doing pastrami, and it was interesting. Basically, one of the biggest challenges I faced was right at the end. The beef ribs just wouldn't rise in temperature anymore. I got to like 175, 177. I was waiting, is it going to go up? Is it going to go up? And it just wouldn't rise anymore. I thought it was like I was in the stall, and water-long stall. But I just figured, sometimes don't cook to temperature, cook to touch and feel. And so, I just probed my brisket with my meat thermometer, and it's soft as butter. I mean, look at this. It's just it's right there. I mean, look at this. So squishy. I called it. I think it's ready. Another interesting thing. Yeah. So I was surprised I didn't get the red color all the way to the inside. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read up about it. I'm thinking maybe I didn't use enough of the pink salt, of the curing salt. Could be that. Maybe something else. As I said, this was the first time. A lot of fun. Let's go for the taste test. Let me just take a big bite out of this one. Oh. Wow, incredible crust. Check this out. It's definitely done. I mean, look, just no effort. I'm shredding through this beef rib. Absolutely incredible. Wow, so flavor. I mean, I'm surprised. Very mild. Comes to my mind. Like it has a fantastic crust. So we have the coriander and pepper and garlic crust, but I don't feel it. Normally when I eat beef ribs, it's very beefy, very hearty, lots of flavor. And in some ways it's lacking maybe a bit of salt. So again, maybe I didn't put enough curing salt on this, but I mean, it's incredibly tender, easy to eat. And this specific one that I ate, with all the crust on it, is incredible. As a side, we did the potato, how do you say that? Au Gratin? Potato. At the side, we did the potato au gratin. I'm freaking out French. How do you call that shit? Au gratin? I don't know French. It's basically a potato bake with a ton of heavy cream, cheese, really cheesy potato bake. And I mean, basically we So it was great actually. This is a great compliment to this, full of flavor, great sort of like hearty soul food. But also it kind of works well because I already have the grill going we were smoking kind of low at 225, 250. I took the ribs off, and you're supposed to rest the ribs for like an hour, right? And so when I was waiting for an hour for the ribs to be done, I just put the potatoes on. Put the potatoes on, crank the grill up a little bit. These needed about 375, 400 degrees, and then you finish them off at like 450 so they get that nice caramelization on the cheese. And so, yeah, let's just go for it. I got some sourdough bread. I put a little bit of the potatoes on the bread. Let's go for a taste test. I mean, this is everything I love. Potatoes, cheese, incredible, super rich. Wow. This is amazing. All right, guys, this is incredible. For sure, I'm going to experiment a bit more with pastrami in the future. Probably there's a brisket pastrami in my future, and I'll try to figure out what went wrong with this one. This side dish is to die for. Absolutely amazing. I mean, watch your calories, but it's incredible. I know my kids are gonna love this, and yeah, guys, I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you learned something today. I hope I inspired you to try something new. If you haven't done pastrami yet, definitely try that out. And if you haven't tried that potato bake on the grill, try it out for yourself as well. So I hope you liked today's episode, and if you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and see you again next week. Bye!